All right, we're live. Welcome in, boys. Take it to the bank, Daytona. As always, I am Keg. He is Coop. We're back another week. 17 out of 23 races we cashed on this year. Got it done again last week. Coop, my guy, how are you?
Doing good, man. Doing well. Much better than you and your extracurricular life is going.
Yeah.
So everything's good. Can't complain.
Good.
So how about you?
I'm doing great.
Good.
I couldn't be doing better. Like, I'll be honest, my health never been better. Everything's going great with the family. Life is good right now. Life is really, really good.
Yeah. What's Abby doing?
She's got a boyfriend now.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
How you feel about that?
I'm thrilled. You know,
I could tell.
Love is in the air. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Have you met the dude?
I haven't met the dude.
Do you know the guy's name?
I don't know the guy's name, but my daughter told him about me, and he asked if it was okay if he met her mom first. That's what he asked her. I'm too
So
old
does
for
the
this
conversation go like, what does your dad do? Oh, he's a professional sports gambler.
Yeah, no, I don't even know if that conversation happened. But here's where she's 15 and I can't handle it. That's where I'm at. And apparently I'm the only parent in the family that thinks like the kid should be able to date before she gets her license and not after. I don't think that. But I don't call the shots, unfortunately. No. Her mom does.
Everything's going to work out fine, man. Totally. You got to have confidence in her.
So let's talk about last week. It was another good week. We hit Will Byron at 33-1. People hit him at 50-1, 60-1. Mm-hmm. It was good, man. It was really, really good. We got the job done there. Got another parlay that we're going to make another 8 units off at 55-1 on Byron. We are.
Just so everybody's aware, you've already hedged on it, and you're pretty much done. That's what you're going to win, right?
Yeah, right. I cashed the one last week at 33-1. I'm not going to get greedy, and I'm going to hedge out, and we're going to make 8 units from the second parlay. That's going to be a done deal. Yeah.
Have you placed a bet already?
No, I haven't. It's on the spreadsheet, and it says just waiting on price because I want to see.
You got to make up for the 2.5 units you lost already. So like you're really only up 5.5 off of it.
Why are we going there? Huh?
So you might want to look at a little bit different. I'm trying to help you make more money.
I want to know why we're going. So Sheldon, for those of you that didn't watch the live show earlier.
No. It's not about that, man. It's about you making more money.
Well, but there's only so much.
I just wanted to let you know where you were at.
But there's only so much money I'm going to be able to really make on it, I think, because the money line is going to be, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Don't you think, do you think more money is going to come in on Santos or Blanchfield at the end?
I'm thinking that the money will continue to come in on Blanchfield, which is why I'm going to wait. Gotcha. I'm going to wait a little bit.
So that 8 units could have become 9 or 10.
Could be, but like you said, it's only going to be 6 or 7, right? So,
but can't you take a little bit of change and this fight? It's going to go to the decision, right? Neither one of them is going to knock each other out, right?
My gut says probably.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's really not a lot you can do with it.
Right. Right.
So
because the one girl that I think has the best chance to finish, we're already on in the parlay.
Gotcha.
You know?
Okay.
All right. So what were your takeaways from the second road course in as many weeks? Any difference that you saw from Watkins Glen to IRC other than the fact that just nobody can pass anybody?
No, they probably were pretty darn close to each other, identical. I mean, it was great from a betting perspective, but from a fan perspective, viewer perspective, it was tough, man.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, from the betting perspective, it was great because that's what you want.
Right.
Low incident rate race,
Right.
good numbers.
No stage breaks.
You're on the drivers, that are
Right.
up front.
Right. Right. It really does put you in a spot where it's really, if you get the prices early on the guys that you think are going to be up front, it's hard to
Mhm.
not make money. It's hard to not make money, but I do understand from a fan perspective, people that don't care about betting, man, what an awful race to watch. Every week is an awful race to watch, if we're being honest.
For the most part, they have been. I mean,
Yeah.
there's probably been a handful of
Very
entertaining
good
races.
races. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm with
Yeah.
you. I'm with you. So now we turn our attention to the hardest format in NASCAR. I mean, trying to pick a super speedway winner is almost impossible. I mean, there's a reason why, like in the first 2 years that you and I did this together, we did not hit one super speedway race, and those were for the most part the only races. 90% of the time, they were the only races that we weren't cashing on.
Yeah,
The
they're tough, man.
volatility is so tough. It's so hard. It's so hard. It's luck, isn't it? Luck, really, at the end of the day, to hit this race.
Uh, Probably, yeah. It probably is luck. Um, I think how you bet it might be a little bit of skill,
Right.
but I think the outcome's going to be mostly luck.
I agree with that. Now, my question for you, and I didn't watch any of the races, but I was thinking about doing it in the afternoon. Obviously, the old car was a total shit show at Daytona and Talladega, right? But this new car, do you think that there's less volatility up front in this new car based on what we've seen at Daytona, Talladega, Atlanta, like the last 2 years?
The sample size is so small to really give yourself a good, you know, thought of which way to go. I mean, like this race last year had a lot of carnage, but if I recall correctly, this is the race where they wrecked when the rain came and they were still on the track. So
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a fairly clean race. But then on the other end, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw just an absolute shit show.
Yeah.
So I just don't know. It's so hard to predict. But I mean, I guess back to your original question, I do think that we could see a little less volatility because we don't see a lot of three wide racing in this car. And if you revert back to tonight, like when the accidents happened, they were three wide for the
Right.
most part.
A
You know,
hundred
except
percent.
for except for when Austin Hill, tried to pass on the outside right past the start finish line, which I don't think anybody in the world's ever tried before in their
Crazy.
life.
Crazy.
But they were all three wide when they happened. So I do think that leans to say we might get a little less variance than what we expect.
See, like I think that my train of thought is with you, because not even just the two wide thing, But like, if you notice, like, the cars that were fast were just those Fords that were fast were just consistently out front, and it was hard to maneuver yourself to get into a position to pass whichever Ford was up front, because they right like do you agree with that? Like Penske, RFK, they just seemed like they were just that much better than the guys behind them, where even drafting didn't matter. Like, you weren't going to be able to get up there to pass the leader.
Yeah, I mean, the results might not show it when you look at the race, and how it finished. But like Ford's really a lot better than Chevy here and Toyota.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you totally. I mean, I guess we could start there in terms of manufacturer. Ford's look like they've had the speed in this format. Why do you think after practice and qualifying, because both of us are in lockstep that Ford is, if you're going to back outrights pre-race, that's probably the way that you want to go, unless you're taking flyers on bombs in the back. Why do you think they made Chase Elliott the odds-on favorite after practice and qualifying? Because of what Berry did on a super speedway in that car?
I think it probably has to come in, has to deal with their liability. Wouldn't you think?
Oh, you think just solely based on the handle that they've taken?
Probably.
Yeah, you could be right. Yeah, you could be right.
I mean, if you go to MGM, who do you think the favorite is? I'll give you 7 guesses, and you're not going to get it right.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Corey LaJoie.
No, not that. No, not that.
Chris Buescher.
No.
McDowell.
No. You're still a little too deep.
Is it a Toyota?
Yeah.
Marty. Denny.
Yep.
Bubba. Denny. Yeah. I mean, listen, they've been fast for sure. They've been consistently the two probably fastest. Not this format, though.
Like, I could put 6 or 7 drivers ahead of Denny.
Oh, well, Denny, to be fair, though, it's not just the fact that they're fast. He is incredible at Daytona, right?
He is, but he's hit that magic number.
What do you mean?
40 years old.
Oh, has that meant something?
Yeah. When you get to 40, you don't have the results of what you had prior to it. And if you really look at Denny, the last 2 years, he hasn't been great on super speedways. So, I just think there's several other drivers who I would put in front of Denny.
Yeah, for the people that are watching, normally Coop and I we go through every betting market, what we like, what we're going to be on. First of all, all the betting markets aren't even up because practice and qualifying happened.
They're slowly coming up. Caesars has all theirs up, and I know how big of a fan you are, Caesars.
Yeah, let me get them up just so we have a guide. But Coop and I, we don't put a ton of money into this race pre-flop anyway, because of the volatility here.
Or live flop, whatever you want to call it.
Right. Yeah. Right. Because like the point in the race where you want to get involved, it's so late that the books probably pull the odds, and the numbers aren't.
If they pull the odds, or they're at 5 or 6 to 1.
Right. So unless you're going to go the route that we went at Daytona earlier in the year, when we started at like 40 to 1 and we took 15 guys and we got lucky that we got one of them. And unless you're going to do that, it's hard to get super invested. And even at that point, man, like you and I were talking about, like Ricky Stenhouse has nothing for those Fords. It was volatility. He got lucky. He was up there. Like that's the only reason why he won that race.
Yeah, I mean, and there's so many storylines to this particular race because it's the last race before the end of the playoffs, where they start the
Yeah,
playoffs. I mean,
right.
you've got, Bubba, who's really good at this format, holding down the last playoff spot. Could he get knocked out? Or could he win to clinch it? You got Ty Gibbs chasing him. And then you got like 15 other drivers, who, if they win, they're in the playoffs. Then you have, like teammates, you know, like, what is Austin Cindric? Is he going to get a lot of help from Blaney and Logano? I would think so. Uh, I think Penske's probably one of the bigger organizations when it comes to team orders. And I could very much see them helping him. You got Harrison Burton up there too. He's going to be fast. He just hasn't been able to, hold on when he's been up there. Then you have, Chase Elliott and Alex Bowman, fighting. Then you have Denny Hamlin, wanting to help his, Bo Wallace.
Right.
What's it going to, I mean, he's been asked if it comes down to Bubba and Ty, who you helping? I'm helping Bubba. So, there's a lot of rumors going around with Denny. Are you aware of that?
No.
Yeah.
What about?
He's been in talk with Ford.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's still not signed for next year. I think it's pretty clear that Amarola and Smithfield won't be back next year. So SHR is talking about going down to 2 teams.
That I heard.
So, there's a lot going on out there.
So you think that Blaney and Logano would not care about winning the race, put Cindric out in front of them and block for him to win to make the playoffs?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Could have Ryan Blaney beat Joey Logano last year at Phoenix?
Yeah.
100% he could have. He was just there to block. He was there to block the guys behind him. So I think their team orders are pretty high compared to other teams.
So sticking with Ford, earlier in the week, you said that you thought that you liked Roush more than Penske, huh? Why?
I mean, if you look at what Brad Keselowski's done in this car at these type of races, I think it's hard to say that he hasn't been the best driver. I wouldn't say that there's a big gap between the two organizations when it comes to this type of racing. But
I don't think right now, I don't think there's a big gap in these organizations, period. I mean, Buescher's been phenomenal lately, way better than any Penske car, right?
Right. Yep.
And I don't disagree with you. Kez is a beast on super speedways.
Yeah. And I mean, like, you got that storyline too. Like, you got Buescher and Keselowski up there. Like, they're both in the playoffs. They're just wanting to win. And Brad thinks that this is probably his best opportunity to win. So
right. So if this race is relatively clean, right? You think it's hard to see Toyota or a Chevy win this race?
This race stays clean.
And by clean, I mean like clean up front where we think that Ford's probably going to be.
I think I would say Ford, Toyota, Chevy. I would rank the Toyotas in front of Chevy.
I don't disagree with that with Denny and Bubba. I don't disagree with that. In terms of the big teams, they're by far the two best super speedway guys at a Hendrick and Toyota for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. If it stays clean, I think, anything can happen, but I think you could see at least 5 Fords up front between the combination of RFK, Penske, and Stewart Haas.
Did you take a look?
You could get Gilliland up there or McDowell up there too. Shit,
Yeah.
Riley Herbst, for all we know, he was freaking fast.
Yeah. That's true. Like for all the talk about Michael McDowell and road courses, he's super underrated as a super speedway guy. He's always in the mix late.
Yeah, he's another guy like Denny, man. Since he won the Daytona 500, his results haven't been the greatest on these tracks.
So looking at the markets, obviously, I mean, top 3, top 5, top 10, they're just unplayable. They're unplayable markets. The juice is not worth the squeeze when you're talking about the madness that can ensue on the track. So
yeah, but I mean, like I agree on top 3s and 5s, but I mean, if you can get me a parlay at 15 to 20 on a Ty Dillon and those guys starting in the back, I'd take my shots on it.
But I mean, at that point, though, I'd rather save it for what we plan on doing with Top Toyota, where it's a guaranteed win.
Right.
He could not make the top 10. We can't not hit Top Toyota if we get there.
Right. I don't disagree with you.
But it is annoying that there are so many top 10 prices that ordinarily would be appealing.
If you look at like the top 3, the top 5, the head-to-heads, the groups, and the top 10s, I would be more inclined to play top 10 than any of the others.
You're talking about like from strictly like a straight bet perspective?
Straight bet, parlay, anything.
You would be more inclined to bet top 10s than groups.
Top 3s, top 5s, groups, and head-to-heads.
I guess my only issue with the group thing is that, like, you're not going up against 40 guys or 35 guys. You're only going up against, like, 3.
Right.
And you can get great prices on them all. Like, that's another way you can go, too.
You're throwing darts. Like, you don't know. Like,
yeah, you would have to bet everybody in the group. That's the only way.
Oh, you're talking about doing a group bet with everybody.
Right, like at almost like what we plan on doing with Top Toyota. Like you can go that way in a group also, and try to get a guaranteed win, take the volatility out of the race.
But like you would have to get everybody to at least 4.5 before you made any money, right? Really?
Yeah.
But with them already starting at like 200, 250, and probably 300, I haven't even looked at them. I don't even know.
Yeah, they're all around plus 280-ish.
Right. It wouldn't take a hard parlay to do that.
Right. You could probably get every guy at 10 to 1,
But like, do you think it's worth doing that?
I think I'd rather go the Toyota route because you got numbers.
I'm saying in addition to it.
If
I
was going to make another bet, that's what I would do before anything.
But I'm saying like using the group to try to cover your entry fee, your stake, whatever the hell you want to call it, on the top 2 others, in case the parlay doesn't hit.
Oh.
To get it back.
Right. Yeah. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. You would it would just have to be a different piece.
Right. Because, like, look here. All right, keep talking.
But anyway, what I was saying is that, like, aside from what we're going to do with Top Toyota, I think that's I would gravitate towards doing the same thing in groups before I would bet matchups or top threes, fives, tens, anything like that. Although the one bet that I saw that I texted you about, oh wow, it's minus 140 now. Race to go to overtime on Monday was minus 110. And I was like, man, that number's wrong. It should be like minus 160. And it's minus 140 now.
Yeah.
But again, like you and I were talking about, if the volatility up front, well, you know what though, with that bet, it could be
volatile. Depends on the volatility happens.
Right. It could be anywhere. It could be the guy in 30th that just shits the bed to get there with three in the final 3 laps. So yeah, I mean, I think they always have a great chance to go to overtime. Always.
Yeah, but I mean, I think if you get early cautions that take out, half the field, 3/4 of the field, then you're less likely to go to overtime. So I don't know. I could see ways that it loses.
Like one group on Caesars has Mike McDowell at plus 130.
That's ridiculous.
And Briscoe at plus 185. And then Priest and Allmendinger are like 3.5 and 5 to 1. That's crazy.
Yes.
Yeah. But all these 4-man groups are around plus 240, plus 250.
Mm-hmm.
These are the worst numbers too.
Right. So I'm almost done.
Yeah, no problem. This is definitely not how we normally format the show, but it's a weird race.
Oh, shit. That didn't help out much at all. I thought it would do a little bit more than that.
What?
Man, these groups on Caesars, like, they're really, really like, not what I thought they would be. Like, I would think they would, like you said, yeah.
Yeah, they're lower than you think. Right, yeah. Plus 130 is just like you should lose your job for lining that at plus 130. That's how egregious it is.
Right. So, yeah, that's not going to work. I thought, it might. I thought if you took Notre Dame money line and Vanderbilt money line and combined it with like a 280, it would get you to 450, but it won't. But I think the Notre Dame money line on Caesars is like a lot worse than some of the other books.
You like them, huh? A lot of people like them.
I mean, Notre Dame's not going to lose the Navy. But because like they're minus 1,700 on Caesars, which is I think you can get them at like 1,300 somewhere else.
Do you plan on betting any outrights pre-race?
1 or 2. I'll definitely have something on Keselowski if I can get him in 25 to 30.
God, it just feels like it's just so hard. You could take 3 Fords and you can get beat by the other 3 Fords.
Right. No doubt about it. But it's just a matter of like how much do you want to get into it? Do you want to like bet 10 drivers pre-race?
Right.
Like I don't know. Sometimes it's just better to go with the flow and you know lose a little versus lose a lot.
So I think what I'm going to do, because I've been thinking about it, I think I'm going to take two shots at trying to get Top Toyota home, betting all of them, and then like what you were talking about, like maybe trying to get a good price on like two Fords, and just hopefully they're up there in the mix at incredible prices, and
Mm-hmm.
they're up there all day, and then just live bet as late as we can, and,
Yeah, but
and, and
like tonight's race with 10 laps left, who do you live bet? You could have chosen 6 or 7 or 8 drivers.
you could have, yeah, or you just decide to pass. Like basically with 10 laps to go in that race, the top five guys were basically 6 to 1
Like
on
Allgaier wasn't in the top 5 at that time. He was like right outside of it.
right.
I
Right.
mean, you
So
know,
he might have been a little bit better than 6 to 1. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Like, earlier on the show, like guys were like, should we hit something at lap 52, 54? And I was like, no, we got to wait as long as we can. And even I took two shots that I didn't even wait long enough. And that was like at lap 78 of 100. So like, I think that I'm just going to try to get Top Toyota home and maybe take a shot or two, like you're gonna in the outright market, and then I guess that's it. Did you notice the odds went off the board with what 6 laps to go? I think 7 laps to go tonight.
I couldn't tell you. I really wasn't
The
good
first
about
time they
myself.
went, the first time they went to overtime, the odds never from before then they never came back up. So I want to say it was like 5 or 6 to go. But if you have a few overtimes, the guys that you're on can get shuffled all the way back to 12th,
Oh, yeah.
or they could be out of the race.
Right.
So it like unless you're going to do what we did in February and take and throw a quarter unit on 12 guys and 3 unit risk, but you have a third of the field, I guess I don't mind that. But the problem is all the guys that Coop and I would ordinarily tell people to bet that would start at around 35 to 1 and back. There's a lot of good cars that you're going to have to beat, and there's a lot of mayhem that's going to have to ensue for you to get one of those home.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because I mean, track position means a lot more at these races than what it did in the older car because you're not seeing that 3 wide racing, and that's where you really see the passing happen versus the 2 wide because you see one lane fall back, one lane come up, you know, so on and so forth. But in the 2 wide, they have a tendency to stick side by side and one lane stronger than the other. And if you're in the weak lane, nobody's really jumping down to, give up their position. I don't know. It's tough.
So silver, what does that say? Silver Malco says you guys are writing off Chevy. I see. I don't think we're writing them off, but I think if all things are equal and it's based off the performance of the car and not the insanity of the race, it's going to be really hard to beat those Fords. They're faster.
Yeah, like I can see Fords chasing down Chevys and Toyotas, I can't really see Chevy chasing down Fords.
If you watch Joey Logano and Ryan Blaney and Keselowski in the races this year, they've been able to take that car wherever they want to on these tracks. They can get to the lead. They can get up front whenever they want. And I agree with you, Coop. I kind of view them like Austin Hill. He can get up to the lead whenever he wants to, as long as people aren't insane in front of him.
Like
You know what I mean?
Logano and Keselowski are probably two of the best blockers there are, too.
Right.
Of being able to, go down, come up, go down, come up, go down, come up, and, maintain the lead.
And if you were going to pick a couple cars to do it, right, it would be Denny and Bubba probably, right? They're fast. To maybe drive up there and get in front of them if they're out front.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can count out Gibbs too. He was fast.
Yeah, true. Marty's never really been a great super speedway guy, right? No matter how fast that car is.
Nah, he hasn't, but he's been better in this car than what he was in the older car. Small sample size, though.
And then, like, not Hendrick Chevys, like Kyle Busch, Chastain, Suarez, where do you think they're going to be in terms of, like, performance, speed?
Mid-pack. Like the Chevys, I really look for the Chevys to do a lot of no tire stops, 2 tire stops, to try to gain as much track position as what they can.
So tires just mean nothing here, huh?
No, I mean Austin Hill ran the whole race on, his original right side tires.
Yeah.
Or left side, one of them. So
what about Briscoe, Almirola, and Burton? Do you think they can hang with the big Fords?
I think Almirola can. Harrison's been up here this year, but he's just had some mistakes that have hurt him.
Wow, Riley Herbst was in the top 6 in speed, huh?
Yeah.
Fucking Ford.
Yeah.
And of course, it's like they would have been the top 5 if not for Bubba and Gibbs. And then, like, after Larson, it's Blaney. Fuck off, dude. 9 of the top 11, 10 of the top 12 cars on the track that were fastest were Ford. I mean, how are you going to look anywhere else? It's impossible.
And I mean, look, there's no safe place on this track when it comes to racing, but the safest place is up front.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Especially when you're in a row with your team.
Right. Or the other safe place is like being a BJ McLeod or a Ty Dillon and, those guys and being like 5 seconds off, and you don't have to worry about the wrecks.
Right. Let everybody kill each other.
Right. But they're not going to win because they can't, hang when it, on the restarts and stuff.
Were there any, like, crazy top 10 prices?
No. Like, I don't even know if there's anybody over 1,000.
Because, I mean, you can always see some guys you would never expect to be in the top 10, sneak in the top 10 on a super speedway.
Mm-hmm.
But like Riley Herbst is plus 320 to finish in the top 10. That is just bonkers. Corey LaJoie plus 160. My guy's getting the final playoff spot. Be ready.
I guess you're going to bet him to win.
Your guy / my guy getting the final playoff spot. Good
Are you betting
old,
him to win?
good old number 7. No.
Well, then he's not getting the final playoff spot.
I'm not betting him to win. So with Top Toyota, this is what I'm going to do. One of the parlays is going to be with fading JJ Aldrich in the UFC in round 1, because in round 1 is like 13-1, 14-1,
33-1.
No, but that's by KO though. She could win by sub.
How many KOs versus subs does she have in her life?
7 KOs and 10 subs.
Oh, okay.
So I think you need the coverage, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think you don't really need a big investment. Let's see. The prices are obviously going to be better than Caesars, but let's just see what Caesars has. Let's see. Top Toyota. Denny. Let's go to the UFC. Dude, do you know that you and I bet we make negative EV bets every fucking week in NASCAR with these parlays, and they still can't beat us? And we're making more units than we would have last year or the year before. It's fucking insane. It's insane.
Mm-hmm. So what
we don't add them, but we don't have any prices on Bet365 for Top Toyota.
And I would not be surprised if we screwed that up. We should have already made the bet.
What? Oh, you don't think they're going to come back before the card?
They might not be back till noon.
Don't fuck off, Coop. Don't say that.
I'm just telling you, 365 can be slow sometimes.
I didn't even think about that.
So Denny Hamlin,
43-1.
Nana Ling, first round. Vandy and Notre Dame is 5,000.
Do you really need Vandy and Notre Dame in there? 43-1's not good enough.
No.
Yeah, you see, this is where you and I differ. You know what I mean?
In what world is Notre Dame losing?
Can I paint you a picture? Let me paint you a picture. You wake up, holy shit, Keg. She fucking won in the first round? Yeah, Coop. Congratulations, big boy. Not so fast, my friend. What do you mean? Not so fast, my friend. I'm counting my fucking money. What are you talking about? Got Notre Dame and Vandy today. And then what happens? All of a sudden, oh my God, for only the second time in history, Navy beats Notre Dame in the season opener. Then what?
I mean, like, there's no way Navy wins. I mean, they probably had to drive buses over wherever they're playing, or Notre Dame's in first class.
Adam said you might as well add Max Verstappen to win the F1 race instead.
No.
Okay, well, little old me, I'm happy with whatever the number is. If I'm betting Notre Dame and I'm betting Vandy, it's going to be when are the games? I assume at night. It's going to be on the live show tomorrow. Probably make and making a live better too. Oh, Johnny said the game's in Ireland. Did you know that?
Yeah. There's a lot of talk. There's a lot of talk too about this Max Holloway.
Yeah.
Is he from Maui?
He's from Hawaii, yeah.
Where his head might not be straight.
He was like in tears in the media scrum before the fight. Yeah. But you know what though? I think that fighters like him, they use it as motivation. Probably will make them better.
Gotcha. I mean, it goes one or two ways. I mean, obviously, but
right.
You know,
right. He's so good, man. He's so good. Johnny, don't start with zombie season. Stop. So right there, that, and obviously, I mean, hopefully the numbers will be better. Hopefully a book opens up. But like that's 43-1. Let's see what it is with the other guys. Top Toyota. So 43-1, 54-1 on Bubba, 70-1 on Marty, 70-1 on Bell, 90-1, and 90-1 on Reddick and Gibbs.
But I mean, how much are you investing in this?
Not a lot. Yeah, like I'm thinking 6 guys. A quarter unit would put you at 1.5 units. That's a little too much. So I'm thinking 0.2. It'll be a
1.2.
Right. And think about it, like 0.2 at 90-1 gets you what? So about 15, 16 to 1, 17 to 1. At 43.
So is this JJ Aldridge chick, like, has she been beaten in the first round?
Well,
or is this bet solely based upon Nana Ling and her first round performance?
It's like two things. JJ Aldridge shouldn't be this big a favorite, and I faded her in her last fight when there was a girl that was plus 400, and JJ Aldridge lost the fight. She lost to Lipsky, and we cashed. It was by decision, yeah. But so Ariane Lipsky.
How many times has this girl gone down, Aldridge?
She's lost. She has 6 losses. Half of her losses have been by finish. So she's lost half the time by finish. And the girl that she's fighting in the first round is a killer. But if she doesn't win in the first round, it's tough. It's tough sledding. Which is why we're going to go.
Has Aldridge lost by sub?
Twice. Yeah. She's been knocked out once and she's lost by sub twice.
So what's the safer one?
What do you mean?
Well, you said you were going to go in two ways.
Oh, right. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I know the bets that I like on this card. And we're not going to shoot the moon for 50-1 because like my initial thing was I just wanted to get around 15-1 on these guys. Maybe a little better on the longer shots. But I probably going to be looking towards like if we can get. It all depends on if we're going to have the option to bet on another book besides Caesars. If not, I'm not going to be able to do the safer way because they have the worst MMA odds, I think, probably in the country, in the legal market. It's I don't even know why they put MMA odds up. Like I don't know why DK puts NASCAR odds up. It's kind of like that. We really need another book to come back, or it's going to be very hard.
So, what are you thinking in the other one?
I'm thinking I don't know. I don't know if we're going to get there. It might be 3 because you're not counting the final leg. Right?
Right.
I'm thinking maybe max and over 2.5 could be a leg. Nakamura in round 1 or 2, I think could be a leg. Let me see what I wrote you. Those were where my thoughts really were. Aaron Blanchfield, I guess you could use as a leg. That's a possibility. Kinoshita money line is a possibility. Giga, I would like to use as a leg. Giga Chikatsi, probably money line would be nice. The problem is like getting that number up on Denny and Bubba. That's going to be the hard part. It's not going to be hard to get the number up on the other guys.
I mean, I had Denny at 28-1, and you said, "Nah, we can't do that."
What was that?
Morikawa.
You wanted to put a golf outright on a Thursday night with a top Toyota bet? I mean, that's about as risky as it gets. Especially when
still in first place.
Is he?
Yeah.
By how many? Did he end round 2 the clear cut leader?
No. You would have. That's why I told you not to make that bet.
Smart man, Coop.
He's tied with Hovland.
How far are they above the rest? Scotty is like 2 back.
Scotty's 2 back. Your boy Keegan's 3 back. Sanders 4 back.
Morikawa top 5 would have been a nice leg at minus 120.
Yeah.
But if Caesars is all we're working with, it's going to be real hard. I think you're right, too. I don't think they're coming back. Why would they come back at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Right. Like, I don't know about Rivers. You know, like MGM's typically late putting them back out, too. I mean, and, like, these fights, they start so damn early. Like, when's the, like, Blanchfield's, like, one of the, it's in the middle, right?
Yeah, the first fight is 5:30 a.m. And then, like, the main card will probably kick off at, like, 8. And she's on the main card, probably the first fight on the main card. So a little after 8 o'clock, she'll probably be going. DK has her time at 8:45 is what they have listed. And like the Nakamura fight starts at 9:15, the Giga fight starts at 9:45. So a lot of the fights are on the main card, you know.
Right.
Maybe we get lucky. Max is going to be 10:45. There's nothing that I like early other than what we're going to do with the Aldrich fight. There's nothing that I like early, unless you wanted to put like Kinoshita money line in there. I think he's going to win. I'll probably bet him straight.
What do you think the local factor is, like on a scale of 1 to 10?
Meaning what? Like what we were talking about in terms of like home cooking from the ref and judges?
Yeah.
I think it's always a risk to back an Asian fighter in Singapore against somebody that's not Asian. Just like it in Brazil, it's risky to back a Brazil fighter. But to be honest, as the years have gone by, I think it's been less and less egregious. I think for the most part, they try to call it down the middle, but sometimes you'll get some home cooking. We've seen it for sure. But all the people that I want to back either are not going up against somebody that's Asian, or I'm backing the Asian. You know what I mean? So that
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that will affect what I'm trying to do. Signed. Do you know what refs and judges are going to be there? Oh, Max, you're right. Signed. I am backing Max against Zombie. That's true. That would be the one guy. Sign's going to try to find if we got judges and refs. It would be nice to know that. They don't like to give that info out, though. Oh, Coop. I got like 3 episodes left of season 10.
Nice.
Can I tell you who my favorite guy is?
Sure.
Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Dan's the man.
There was another soccer game I was looking at too.
I'm sorry?
Um,
You said soccer?
Yeah, they said Man United and Arsenal are good parlay options. I knew about Arsenal. I told you earlier in the week, man. I was really looking deep at these parlays, and you didn't believe me. Now I can't find it.
So, somebody, Listicle Lounge said there's a live show for UFC. I don't know yet. If I'm awake, yes. If I'm not awake, no. I'm going to try, though.
You damn well know you're going to have a live show.
Coop, that's 5 hours from now. I'm going to smoke, eat something, and then it might be like that.
Why can't I find this other soccer game? It was in the Premier League.
How did Aaron Rodgers do in his debut?
I have no idea.
Oh, I thought it was today when you told me about it. Signed. So you're telling me we're going to be live for that shit show? Great.
It's the Premier League, Silver. Like they were like the last place team when I was looking at like a lot of the predictions for the season.
Oh wow, Messi's playing 15 minutes from my house tomorrow at the Red Bull place.
Yeah, I got the Arsenal, Johnny. That was another one.
Wow, bro. I can't believe that fucking Yates not going to that. That game was today, Coop, Connor Butler said.
What game?
I guess whatever game you're looking for, Man City.
What was the game, Connor? Luton. Yep. It was Luton. Luton lost 3-0. Damn it. Would have had that through.
How much is a ticket in that game, Johnny?
See, my man, Connor Butler, man. Like I said, they were like one of the worst teams in the league, and he knew right away it was Luton. He must know his shit. Yeah, Y2J. Yeah, I think one of the articles I read were this is their first or second year or first year, and they're likely to get demoted out of it, however that works or whatever. Yeah. Mm.
It's going to put a wrench in my plans if we don't get another out.
So it really needs to be up by 9.
Yeah.
For the safer one. And then are you just going to do the other one on Caesars?
I am going to if I have no other option. Yeah. $400 for the worst seat in the house to go see Messi play 15 minutes from my house. That's a once in a lifetime experience, though.
Now, you're the one or two drivers that you're going to take a shot on outright. You're going to parlay them, right? You're not going to take them straight, right?
Yeah, but it'll. I'm not looking to fucking break the bank, like something safe to get them to maybe double what they are now.
Right.
Yeah. So what are you thinking? Kez and somebody?
Yeah, Kez. But then, like, my other choice would be Cindric. But then, like, what if Cindric just has issues and he's not there and it's Logano or Blaney? Like, it just seems like Blaney's there at the end on all these freaking races. And somehow he keeps getting shit on because the car behind him, runs out of gas or doesn't support him or whatever.
Joey's really good, though, too, man. He's right there.
Right, but then again, now I'm 4 drivers in.
Yeah. What is the price on Cindric pre-flop?
25.
28 at Bet365. I think that we'll have time to get on him if we want to. I think we could pass on him pre-flop. You know what I mean? Coop?
Yeah.
At 28.
Yeah.
This fucking cigar is done.
Yeah. You're going to be hitting that Maker's Mark at 8 a.m. too, aren't you?
Not a shot. No. I mean, what? I have the whole bottle. No, but tomorrow night we might be partaking. tomorrow night.
Oh, what's in the red bottle?
Crystal Light fruit punch that I throw in the water.
Hawaiian punch.
No, it's like Crystal Light.
All right. Anything else, man? It's kind of shitty
No,
race.
yeah, it's really shitty. We'll get back to normal. Where are we next week, by the way?
Darlington.
Oh, nice.
Sunday night.
We'll get back to normal next week.
Sunday night. Isn't the UFC screwed up again next week? Like, I thought I heard like the next 3 is in France and Australia or something.
Next week, France starts at noon our time.
That ain't bad.
No. Noon.
What about the Australian one?
I don't know if that's the very next week. I could check, though, actually, real quick. UFC 293, yeah. Yep.
Now, that'll be some screwed up time.
That card starts at 6:30, like normal.
How?
Because it's a pay-per-view, and they want to make sure that it's on in the normal time in America, no matter what time it has to start in Australia. That's why.
It starts at 10 p.m.
The main card, the prelims.
Card. Okay.
Yeah, the prelims start at 6:30.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, man, they might be fighting at some funky time. Australian time. I don't know what the difference is in Australia, but
I have no idea. Couldn't tell you. All right. For anybody that's going to be awake, check the spreadsheet in the next few hours. And then if you guys are awake, check the YouTube channel at 5:30 in the morning. We might be there. We might not. I don't know. It's really 50-50.
you know your guy's going to be there. I say it's 90-10.
Coop, it's 5.5 hours from now. Think about that. What am I going to do? What am I going to do for the next 5 hours to stay awake?
Go to bed for 4 hours.
If I go to bed, I'm not waking up until 2:30 tomorrow afternoon. That's it. It's done.
I'll have Diego give you some nice texts, man, to wake you up.
Yeah. He sends me really nice ones at 5 o'clock in the morning. Like, wake up, you fucking scumbag, was what I got at 5 o'clock this morning. You know, really nice. He's a really nice guy, you know? All right, boys, we're out of here. Check the website. Whatever I'm on, I'll put in the Discord. Whatever Coop is on, he'll put in the Discord. And then, obviously, we'll see you guys in a few hours, maybe. If not, we'll see you tomorrow night. Other than that, good luck this weekend, no matter what you bet. For Coop, I'm Keg. We're out. Later, boys.